Welcome to the VeryVera Halloween show. Hey, welcome everybody. I'm Vera Stewart. I'm so happy to be here tonight. And I have my granddaughter Bentley, who is joining us from
Charleston, South Carolina.
Charleston, South Carolina. So she made the road trip to be on the show. And we're going to do some really fun things tonight, Bentley. We're going to do ghost meringues. We're going to do a skeleton cupcake. We're going to do a mummy dog and a witch's broom. Sound like fun?
Yes, ma'am.
Would you like to help?
Yes, ma'am.
That sounds great. Well, we're going to get started on this meringue. And one of the tips that I want to give you with that is that you want the egg white to be at room temperature before you get started on this process. So when you get ready to make these at home, you want to crack those eggs and have them at room temperature before you get started. But you see how stiff they're getting now?
Yes.
Once they get good and stiff like this, that's when you start adding the sugar. And you know, Bentley, you did something kind of similar to this summer at cooking camp.
Yes, I did.
You know, we did whipped cream, and completely opposite of this, you want to make sure the bowl is cold when you do that. Golly, that sugar, that's smelling really good. So you want to add the sugar gradually, and I'm also using a very fine sugar. You want the granules to be fine enough so that when you bite into this, it's not gritty tasting. All right, let's look at it. It's getting white. It's kind of starting to look like marshmallow cream. Look in there and see.
It is.
It is. I bet you like to eat marshmallow cream right out of the jar, don't you? All right, cream of tartar is another secret that when you're making a meringue that you want to use because it'll help make it nice and stiff. So we're going to put a half a teaspoon of that. And you see how it's starting to really stiffen up? Mm-hmm. Now we're going to add a half a teaspoon of vanilla extract. And you could use a different extract if you wanted to, like maybe peppermint. You like peppermint?
Yes.
You know, so that makes it just have just a little pinch of flavor. All right, so that should be just about ready. Okay. Woo, nice and peakful. Okay, I'm gonna let you come back over here, Bentley, and we're gonna get started on these wonderful ghosts. Can you see the ones that I did earlier?
Yeah.
Those turned out really cute. All right, so instead of a pastry bag, we're going to do a Ziploc bag because everybody has one of those in their drawer. All right, so I'm gonna fold it over and I'm gonna take the spatula and I'm just, let's see, grab that real quick. I'm gonna take the spatula and we're just gonna start putting the meringue in the bag. And see the way you've got it folded over like that, it's not going to make a mess because all of that's going to just fold right over. So this is kind of gooey, but we're not going to get our hands dirty, hopefully. All right. So now I'm going to flip it like that, and let's make this end the end that we cut. So we're going to cut just a little bit of the corner off. And now you're just going to push it down. So it almost looks like a pastry bag now, doesn't it? All right, and let's just do the ghost. And we want them to be about 2 inches tall. And then Bentley's going to come behind me with a pair of tweezers. Oh, that is so cute. Do you like it?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that one's kind of goofy looking, isn't it? You could put them on there kind of crooked. Okay, so here's another one. And you should be able to get about 24 ghosts out of this recipe that uses 4 egg whites. So we're going to keep on working on this scary thing. And we want you to come back after the break because I want to get started on the skeleton cupcakes. Cool, Bentley, you're doing a great job. Welcome back. Aren't we having fun, Bentley?
Yes, ma'am.
I tell you, when Sweet's around, all of a sudden her behavior gets really wonderful. But you're good all the time, aren't you? All right, we are making skeleton cupcakes. Aren't these cool looking, Bentley?
Yes.
I like them. Okay, so are you ready to ice your cupcake over there? And I know you're all probably thinking, I cannot believe that Vera is using cake mix. But we're going to make these recipes easy so you'll try them at home. So let's get started icing the cupcakes. And we're using a pre-made vanilla icing. Let's get started on your cupcake. A pre-made vanilla icing. And we went ahead and baked the cupcakes so that they would be nice and cool. So you can either follow the directions on the box for the cupcake mix, or in the recipe that is going to be on the website at nbc26.tv. I added a couple of other ingredients to the cupcake. So once they're nice and cool, you just want to ice the top with the vanilla icing. And Bentley and I were doing this earlier, and one of the points I made was just like you're doing there, to make sure that you cover the whole piece of the cake, right?
Yes.
And do you prefer using that little spatula to the knife?
Yes.
Is it easier to spread with? I'm using a little butter knife, but she likes that little spreader. All right. So let's get that one finished. And why don't you get started on the face that's going to be the skeleton face, and we can tell everybody how that's done. I'll take over there so you can get started on the face. All right, tell them what we're doing right on the skeleton face.
I'm going to smush the marshmallow, and then I'm going to put the stick in and draw the face with this black.
Okay, that's an edible marking pen, right? That you can pick up at any of your craft stores. All right, so she's smashing the face just to kind of get a look. Okay, that's good. And then let me stick the stick in. So we're going to just take, and this is just a lollipop stick like you'd use to make cake pops. All right, so let's talk through what you're doing. You're starting with
The eyes.
the eyes, and you might want to hold that up so you can get the nice point. Okay, we've got two big eyes, and basically what we're trying to accomplish is something that looks a little like this. So the eyes are big, the nostrils are smaller, and then you want to have kind of almost like rotten teeth look. See, that's what's going to happen to you if you eat all this candy. Your teeth are going to fall out. Okay, so she's going to keep working on the faces. That looks great. Okay, and then I'm going to show you how to build the cupcake. You want to do one more face?
Sure.
All right, so we're going to take the lollipop stick and we're going to stick it all the way down in just to make the hole. But then these are those chocolate-covered, yogurt-covered pretzels. And you want to take the end that's the smallest hole and just thread it through, and the front part of the pretzel is the rib cage. So you're doing it about 1/2 inch down, and you want 3 of those. We're going to have 3 ribs. And then once you get all of that done, you're going to stick it into the cupcake and in the hole that you made earlier, just so it wouldn't be too hard to do it. See, that's starting to look like a skeleton now, isn't it, Bentley?
Yes.
All right, now we're going to put it in here. And the skeleton's got to have arms, so we took the pretzel and cut it in half. And then we're just going to put the arms on it. So you know what? This would be great for a party because you and your mom could get all of the cupcakes baked ahead, and then your friends could do the faces and stick the sticks in, and that would be maybe something fun to do. You've got a birthday coming up.
Yes, I do.
That would be a great idea for your party. So we're going to keep working on these skeleton cupcakes. Let's ice some more. And when we come back from the break, how about mummy hot dogs? How does that sound?
Good.
Delicious. We got to have something savory. So come back and join us after the break. We're going to be getting started on something that everybody will love, mummy hot dogs. God, you're doing such a good job. Have you ever had a party during the colder weather and you end up with coats and purses all over the house? Well, why don't you designate a bedroom so that the guests can put their jackets, their purses in that room, and then the part of the house where you're entertaining will not be cluttered with everyone's outer garments. If the invitation reads no gifts, then you really should pay attention to that. But if you feel that strong urge for whatever reason to bring a gift, maybe hide it in the coat that you brought in, put it under a pillow in that bedroom, maybe with a note that you can sneak in the master bedroom later, would be a great way to make sure that person really got a special memento from you. So just remember, if you designate a bedroom for the outer garments, then you're not going to have a clutter in your home. If you feel the need to bring a gift, be sure you conceal it so that others don't feel awkward. And most importantly, don't forget to thank the host and hostess before you leave.
What are we going to make now, Granny B?
That is a great question. What about mummy dogs? Does that sound good?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, this is a very easy recipe. As you can see, we've already skewered the hot dogs, and we bought the longest hot dog we could find, and these are just the longer lollipop sticks. So we've got those all skewered, and we're going to use the crescent rolls. And you know, one time I let this thing sit out too long and it exploded when I got ready to pop it open. But you're just going to open up the crescent rolls, and they will be in rectangles. We should be able to get 4 rectangles. So there's 2, and here's 2 more. And what I'm going to do with that, Bentley, is, and you could help with this, you can start at that end. We're going to just press the perforation together so that it looks like a solid piece. You don't want to see any of that open line. All right, now this is where it might be helpful to have, and you could be working on this next one while I do the strips. Okay, this is where you need a sharp knife and maybe Mom to help make these strips, but we're going to cut, lift your arm just a little bit, about 1/4 of an inch strips, and those are going to be the mummy strips. You know, we're going to wrap these dogs up so they look just like a mummy. So I've got enough done that you could get started. So it uses 4 strips per mummy. All right? So we're just going to wrap, starting at the top, and you're just going to wrap it around. You know, and this is something, even if it breaks like this one did, you can just pinch it together. I've never seen the perfect wrapped mummy. Have you?
No.
So this is a lot of fun, and this is something that is great at room temperature or is wonderful hot, but it's something that if we're going to have all of these sweets, and you said sugar was your favorite food?
Yes.
Isn't that wonderful? I'm sure your children are probably saying the same thing. But this is something great. You know, you really can't go wrong with a hot dog in terms of what are children going to eat at a party. But you want to leave a space at the top. Let's just think of that as the face. You want to leave a space at the top so that we can make a face. Perfect. Is that your face? Okay, lay it down with the... That's perfect. Lay it on the cookie sheet with the face pointing up. And I'll let you go ahead and get started on the next one. And then I am going to pull out some that the beeper just went off on the oven while you're wrapping that one. Okay? You want to wrap that one?
Yes.
Okay, let's get these out of the oven. Oh man, these just smell so good. Look at them, Bentley. They look like mummies, don't they? Okay, and now we're going to do the eyeball. So we're just going to use regular mustard right out of the thing, and we're just going to do 2 dots for eyes, making that little mummy come to life. And then I'm going to put together a dipping sauce while you keep working on the mummies. And the dipping sauce for this, and I've got one kind of halfway started right there, is using mayonnaise and then honey. Do you ever use honey instead of sugar for anything? No. Well, you know, that would be a great thing for you to try. Bentley is quite a swimmer, and it's a good thing since sugar is her favorite food that she's staying skinny in her cute little costume. Bentley, what are you going to be for Halloween?
A 50s girl.
A 50s girl. I think some people think Granny V is a 50s girl on a regular basis. In fact, I could be seen at a party having on an outfit just like that. But we've got a 1/2 cup of mayonnaise. I'm putting 2 tablespoons of honey. And you know, you're going to think this is really sweet, Bentley. You won't miss the sugar on this at all. So we're going to do that. And we're going to add some barbecue sauce and mustard. And this will be, you know, some people will want to just dip this in ketchup, but this is a great sauce for dipping. And if you'll just mash those together so I can cut some more strips. So we're going to have quite a party celebration in just a few minutes. We're going to have the wonderful mummy dogs, those meringues that we made earlier, the ghost meringues with the goofy eyes. Those should be coming out of the oven. And we're going to do a witch's broom. Does that sound good? Does that sound like something Granny V rides around the house? Kidding. So come back with us after the break. This dipping sauce is going to be ready. I've just got to add mustard to that. And we'll get the rest of these hot dogs wrapped up. And we'll put together a great looking party and maybe a celebration for Bentley's 9th birthday. So come back with us after the break. Welcome back and happy Halloween, and we hope you have learned a few things tonight. Bentley, have you learned a few things? Well, I know I have, and I've learned that Halloween is one of my favorite holidays. As if I didn't already know that. You know, we decorate and we get all excited, but hopefully you might take some of these recipes and do something really special. I think that our display has turned out really great. We've got the mummy dogs just in a bowl, a big platter bowl. All the little eyeballs are on there. Bentley, you did a great job on the eyeballs. And then we did a dipping sauce that you can have there. You can also have mustard and ketchup there too if you wanted to. The meringue ghosts are just kind of creeping around the board on those. And then the backdrop are the skeleton cupcakes. And they turned out really great and nice and full. So Bentley, what are you working on over here?
I'm working on the witch's brooms.
The witch's brooms. You know, somebody at VeryVera one time said they thought that I rode one of those. That's not very nice. Okay, so what is a witch's broom made of? The peanut butter cups, the little miniature ones. And look at that. Doesn't that look just like a witch's broom? And you know what? I bet there's a lot of people that would actually really love this, because what you've put is a pretzel stick right down in the center. So that's that kind of sweet and salty. But those are really cute. And you know, Bentley, if you wanted to do these as a treat, maybe to take to school, you could put that pretzel right down in the middle of the Reese, uncovered, and it would be a great way to save it. so it would still look good. All right, you know, a Halloween party isn't a Halloween party without a pot full of liquid boil. Ooh. So what is in the pot, Bentley? What did we put in there? Dry ice. Dry ice, and you know, they sell this at the grocery store, but you want to always make sure that you have on gloves when you're using it. You don't want to touch it. You don't want to put your hand down in the bottom of this and grab that ice. But this is really cool, would be great if you were doing a punch out of that. And actually, we came across a really cool glass. Let me get this thing turned on. There's your beverage for you in a wonderful little glass, and that could be a favor. If we did this for your birthday party, that could be, the glass could be the favor to take home. So once again, all of these recipes are available on our website at NBC26.tv. So I want you to be sure to try the things that we've done tonight. And I also want to remind you that we are doing our children's Saturday cooking classes at the cottage. The next one is coming up in November. If you want more details, just email me at vera@veryvera.com. And Bentley, we might have to get you back to come to some of those classes. That'll be a lot of fun. But you know, you've got a very special day coming up, don't you? And don't you think it would be appropriate for us to light the candle, and I'll make it quick. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Bentley. Make a wish. Happy birthday to you. So I just want to remind you that it's always fun to have young people over. Keep the recipes simple so they'll want to do them. Bentley, have you had fun today? You know, these are all things that you could do. But once again, just like we always say, no matter what you do it in good taste. And we've done that today. Bentley, I want to thank you for being my guest today. Safe travels going back to Charleston. And join us back again next week for another episode of the VeryVera Show.